Well, it's good to welcome the hit king and now a Reds Hall of Famer, Pete Rose, to the booth. How does that sound, Pete?
That sounds great, man. I waited 30 years for that. And, man, it was hot down there, though. I felt sorry for those guys.
We were saying Marty Brennaman was in his sport coat. All
the Hall of Famers had their red coats on. I told him I don't get mine until tomorrow night.
Well, I told you you were giving Jose Rio a little bit of a hard time, right, for not having his jacket on.
I didn't know he had it with him.
Yeah, but if everybody else is wearing it, Jose Rio's got to wear it too, right?
Yeah, that's okay. He's from Dominican. He didn't understand.
Yeah, you would think that this weather would be okay for him. But it was outstanding. And listening to you address this crowd, obviously we know this already, beloved in this city, Pete. But that was fantastic to listen to everybody cheering for you. You said something that stuck out to me. You said this was the best day of your life and all of you done in Major League Baseball. Those are some big words when you think about everything you've accomplished in your career.
Yeah, but don't forget, CJ, I was actually born 5 miles from here. So when you make a Hall of Fame or get a number retired like I'm going to do tomorrow in your hometown, and don't forget we're playing on Pete Rose Way. So there's been so many monumental moments in my baseball career, but to go into the Hall of Fame with all the guys from the Big Red Machine sitting right to my left, and one of my best friends, Tony Perez, right next to me, and Marty Brennaman and I have been through war after war after war, and Ben sitting there, and Davey and the rest of them, and the message from Joe. That kind of teared me up more than anything. Because I talked to Joe this morning, and he wanted to be here so bad, and he's getting ready for that bone marrow transplant, and he's doing good, and he's optimistic as we all are because he's a battler. This guy's got a walk here, huh?
A walk to Finnegan with 1 out, so a runner on board for the Reds. And this is earlier today before first pitch. Pete, can you tell us just your emotions, what it was like getting on the field here inside Great American Ballpark? The number 14 all over the yard. Not only is it mowed into the center field grass, but the jerseys, the hats. It's just fantastic. I
didn't realize that yesterday. I was up there talking to Dick Inberg, and I saw that 14. I said, "Wow, I didn't know they did that." I mean, yeah, that was neat, and they put a lot of work into this weekend. Not only bringing all the guys in last night, and of course today all the guys were there, and tomorrow is a big day. And I don't know the last time the Reds sold out 3 games in a row. And that's great for the city, and it just goes to show how special St. Louis is, or how special the different towns that sell out every game are, because it's possible.
City like Boston, Chicago.
Yeah, it's possible if you put a good product on the field and give the people a reason to come to the ballpark. That's a home run in an elevator shaft.
That's not even a home run here in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, what do you insinuate and see? It's an easy place to pitch.
Not the biggest park in the world, Pete.
All right, Pete, let's talk about the Big Red Machine, one of the greatest teams in the history of this great game, and you were such a staple of it.
Well, I will never get on the air, Fox or any place else, and say that we were the best team, but I certainly believe, and I will argue this point with you all day and all night, we were the most exciting team ever. We had speed, we had defense, we had base stealers, we had home run hitters, we had RBI champions, we had MVPs, we had black stars, we had white stars, we had Latino stars, we had a flamboyant manager, we had everything.
Absolutely, and that manager in Sparky Anderson, one of the greatest we've ever seen. I was fortunate enough actually to play with him at the very end, to play for him at the end of my career. You put some tremendous years together. Think about Sparky, who he was, and if you wouldn't mind sharing with us during your time, and then maybe now how that style compares to where Major League managers are these days. A lot more meetings, a lot more coddling. Sparky wasn't that kind of guy, was he?
No, Sparky was the greatest handler of men I've ever been around. He was the most street smart guy that I ever played for. He understood people. He wasn't book smart, he was street smart. He had one set of rules for 25 individuals. He treated everybody like an individual, which you are. He didn't treat me like Bench like Morgan like Perez. He treated us all the way we wanted to be treated. And if you're going to ask somebody to go to war with you every night, you got to know what makes them tick.
Check swing by Votto, and that'll end the inning.
That doesn't happen very often, Votto check swinging. Where's Frank to argue with me about Joey Votto? You watch it, Frank.
Frank Thomas
one of the top 10 hitters in baseball.
We go to the 4th.
You staying for another one?
Oh yeah, this is the warm-up.